This presentation is brought to you by Coastal Healthy Communities Coalition at the University of New England. Most of the news stories you hear about social networking talk about the dangers people have encountered. Sexual predators, cyberbullying, illegal drug use, and sexting are just some of the hot-button topics. As much as these online social networks allow us to communicate more freely with our friends, it also allows those who would harm or exploit us easier access as well.
I would say the vast majority of children are not necessarily victimized online, but are exposed to things that if their parents saw it, they probably wouldn't want them exposed to.
So it is very important to talk to your kids about what is appropriate and what is not. Much like you tell them not to get in a car with a stranger, you need to make sure they know that just because someone seems nice online, you should not be any more friendly with an online stranger than you would be with someone you encounter on the street. There is a false sense of security online. Most of the time you are surfing the web in a comfortable and secure environment. You can forget that the anonymity that provides you that feeling of security can also mask the bad intentions of a stranger. You have to be, and you have to teach your kids to be wary. The old adage that if it seems too good to be true, it is, applies online twofold.
I don't think if you get a Facebook then you're going to start doing drugs. It's like, oh, just sign up for my Facebook account, gotta go get some drugs now. Like it's not like that. But I mean, I've defriended a kid. He put pictures of pot on his page. Like it was like his profile picture of his own. Like, yeah, like rolled this last night.
Based on my experiences working with open sites, meaning sites where people can see I'm a police officer online, and closed sites, or what's commonly known as undercover sites, I found that most kids like the ability to portray an image. The image of who they are, who they want to be, or who they think they are. And also there's something attractive about the lack of supervision.
So it goes without saying that our kids need to be taught to be vigilant and aware of their online surroundings. However, issues with strangers are not really the most common negative issues with social networking. Something that may not have occurred to you, but something that is a major issue with online social networking, is privacy. You may find that you and your child have wildly different definitions about what should be private and what should be public. In some cases, people do not associate posting to a social networking site as placing something in the public domain. They are very, very mistaken.
Facebook, everyone can see everything that you do. Like there's really nothing private on Facebook.
It's the idea that when you put out information on the internet, somebody has the ability to store that information. Your computer is storing that information. Some forward-thinking person may be downloading and keeping that information for your future run for Congress. Obviously being dramatic there, but the point being anything you put out has the ability to last forever.
Yeah, they're set to private, and people shouldn't, if you're not my friend, you shouldn't be able to see them. But like, every picture that had been my profile picture was on Google search images. And I was like, and you can't like go and delete that. I don't know how to get a hold of those pictures. I can't get those back. So they're always gonna be out there. So I'm really glad that they're not bad.
And it's not just kids learning the hard way about privacy online.
One of my favorite stories was a young adult that I had who was posing with a picture of a marijuana plant that he grew. And, you know, in New Hampshire, that's a Class A felony. It's a big deal. And here he is posing with a plant. He clearly didn't have an understanding of the ramifications of what he was doing.
The accounting firm that my sister works at, she had a picture up of her like in a bikini when she was on vacation. And since she has clients like that she connects with on Facebook, they asked her to take that picture down. So, I don't know, like that just gives you an example. Like even something that's not, you know, too provocative.
You know, anything you say or do can be used against you in the court of Facebook.
It is important to see that what you post to your social networking page is public. You have to think of it as a public billboard that anyone can see. Not everyone will drive by that billboard, but on the off chance that your parents, your teacher, or your employer drives by that billboard, would you really want them to see or read this? Another important distinction to make is that some people do not recognize that what they text or post online is the same as saying it out loud, perhaps even worse, as that text or post remains out there potentially forever.
I think you need to be really careful about that, because the people who do that in person, they get called out for it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, no.
I mean, the argument is, oh, well, you'll say whatever on Facebook, now say it to my face.
Yeah, like you're standing in front of them and you're like, all right, so now you have nothing to say?
Like, that's unacceptable. To, like,
it's kind of like
a different person.
Two-faced.
Yeah, negative experiences on Facebook equals like a lot. Like, I know so many people that just absolutely rip people apart. Like, you put up one picture, you being like, oh, you're like goofy, and then 15 girls are on there saying, wow, you're so ugly, like you're such a tool, like I hate you. And it's like, you don't know them. Like, why are you doing that?
If you were having a conversation one-on-one in person, you would know that it, like, say it was confidential.
The most important thing that you can teach your child is that anything they text or post on the internet still exists in the real world and has real-world consequences. In fact, once they fully understand this concept, many of the problems associated with online social networking are almost automatically resolved. One other thing to be aware of is that social networking sites can be used to promote parties and gatherings where illegal substance abuse may take place.
The ease of sharing information in terms of parties and ways that kids can procure alcohol. I mean, there's a lot of different things that have been set up on websites such as Craigslist, where older people are actually advertising to purchase alcohol for those who are underage. So I think there's connections across a couple of areas that are relevant to substance abuse that make it a good discussion to have.
Talk to your kids. We all know that stupidity is a disease that can be caused by youth, but it also is fully curable. The more knowledge you have, the more knowledge you can pass on. Next, we will discuss some positive ways you can influence your kids as you all navigate the waters of online social networking.